Come in. Ah, Horne.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes. As controller of thought, word, and deed at the BBC, I'm afraid I have to reprimand you over the use of certain words and phrases contained in last week's show.
Oh, what specific phrases did you have in mind?
Well, last week in your show, you distinctly said, hello.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Oh, come off it, Horne. We all know what hello means. We all know what it suggests. It suggests, hello, what's this I see through the keyhole? It's a scantily clad female doing an exotic dance with a ball of wool.
Good heavens, is that what it suggests?
Yes, that's what it suggests to me.
Oh.
Immediately. And then later in the program, you said you were going to introduce someone without further ado, which suggests immediately that there had been some ado going on previously. Which brings me to your name.
My name? Well, what's wrong with Kenneth Horne?
Well, everybody knows that ground-up Moose's Horne is an aphrodisiac. Very title of your show is an incitement to loose living and carrying on. I found. You'll have to change your name.
For the next 30 minutes, it's round the Larksley Fortinbras.
And I can't wait till the controller gets round to Housewife's Choice. Well, now, today, as everybody knows, is the start of Quota Sheep in Raspberry Jam Week. And to celebrate the occasion, the City of London has gone gay and organised a really exciting festival. There'll be swan upping at Downham, swan downing at Upham, Streptococcus racing at the BMA Recreation Grounds, Walthamstow, and an auction of Rembrandt's dentures at Sotheby's Horsemeat Boutique, Hungerford Arches. And for racing fans, the week's events will be crowned by the nudists' annual point-to-point at Kempton Park. And I can't wait to see them jogging round the course. All right, Smith, make the announcement.
And now, Armpit Theatre presents a story of horror and lurking fear. We give you Gaslight, Son of Flicker.
The year is 1890. The place, Victorian London. Inspector Delarose of the CID was going through his file of unsolved crimes with his dour Cockney assistant, Sergeant Molecule.
Well, now, Sergeant, what about the Chalk Farm case? Have you dragged the hip bath?
Yes, sir. We sent frogmen down, but all they come up with is a sliver of carbolic, a pair of flippers, a bar of chocolate, one roller skate, a waterlogged copy of Memoirs of a Harem Girl, and a false beard. But there's no sign of the bishop himself.
No. Have you tracked down the hooded finger burglar of Brixton yet?
We traced the footprints in the Semolina to the boudoir of Lady Crabthrobber, and in her wardrobe we found this.
Oh, that's why I left it. Well, once I get the tea leaves out, it'll be as good as new. Well, that only leaves the strange business at 14 Ganderbody Square still unsolved.
What do we have on that case, sir?
Precious little. The Countess of Ponder's End was foully done to death with a blunt instrument, namely a blunt instrument. And the house was ransacked, but we never found the assailant.
Did you know that a couple had moved into the house?
Yes, the Grunter Pulpits. They're just married, and she seems a sweet little thing, but Polyp Grunter Pulpit, her husband, he's odd. He's very odd indeed.
Good morning, Polyp.
Good morning, my dear.
I'm glad you're in such a good mood this morning. Aren't you coming down to breakfast, dear?
No, I'll have it up here where I am, on the chandelier. Did you sleep well last night?
Not really, Polyp. I was frightened.
Frightened? What was there to be frightened of? I was out.
I heard noises, and the gas light went very low.
Nonsense, you imagine things, my dear.
I didn't imagine it. I heard footsteps coming from the attic.
Mice.
And foul oaths and cursing.
Ill-bred mice. I'm worried about you, my dear. You're not well. Here, lay down on this bacon slicer. Let me get you something.
What?
Sliced.
Polly, we've been married for 6 weeks now, but every night you go out, not returning until the dawn. Where you go?
To work.
But you're an upholsterer.
I'm an all-night upholsterer. You worry too much, my dear. Let me comb your hair with this axe.
Why are you looking at me so strangely, Polly?
You forgot to give old Spot his weekly bath yesterday.
But why should I have to bathe him? He's your father. I know what you're up to, Polly. You're trying to drive me mad. But yesterday when you were out, I tried the attic door. It was locked, Polly. Why was it locked?
Because I say so. You must never go in there.
But the room next door is locked, too.
You must never go in there either. No, never, never, ever, not never on any account. Do you hear? You must never go in that room. Well, not the plumber's vein.
What? You're mad.
Did you say mad? Is
Yes.
that what you said?
Yes,
Mad?
yes.
Mad? Did you call me mad?
Yes.
I thought so earlier. I have to speak up. I'm not wearing me appliance. But it's not me who's mad, my dear. It's not me who's mad. It's you.
Me?
Yes, you keep losing things.
What have I lost?
Answers, please, on a postcard. To the Lost Property Office, Baker Street, New Guinea.
I'm going to have you put away.
No.
Dr. Otterbland will do the necessary. Come in, Dr. Otterbland.
A secret door in the whatnot opened, and into the room stepped the kindly old family physician, Dr. Otterbland, an imposing man with beetling brows that met in the middle of his back.
Oh, my dear, your husband has told me all about you. Come with me, my dear.
Where are you taking me?
To Somerset and Dr. Croke-Raven's private residential hotel for loony gentlefolk. Yes. Don't worry, my dear, it's a trust house. All our residents are trust.
Go with him, my dear. The doctor will never be far away. He has a private practice in Bath.
Yes, every morning. The acoustics are better in there.
I won't go. I won't go. You can't make me
Oh,
go.
can't I? Grab her, Otterbland. Grab her, Otterbland. Give her an injection.
No.
Don't shrink away, my dear. It's only an 8-inch hypodermic needle. It won't hurt a bit. There. It only goes to show how wrong you can be.
Oh, she's gone limp. Help me carry her out. There's a horse-drawn mini cab waiting.
But meanwhile, a watch was being kept on the house by Edwin Braden, disguised as Epping Forest. Without any artificial aid. To speak of, anyhow. Seeing the unfortunate Mrs. Gunter Pulpit being bundled into a hansom cab, he paused, only to knock back 18 pints at the captain's cabin before making his way speedily to the yard.
Excuse me, sir.
He speaks. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the presence of history. It's as if Zeus had descended from Mount Olympus disguised as a water buffalo. Speak on, oh Braden, speak on.
They've done a moonlight flit.
I beg your pardon?
Well, that's what it says here.
Is that all?
Yes.
Well, it's hardly worth getting off your podium for, was it? Right, Sergeant Molecule, we haven't got a moment to lose. Not so fast, Grunter Pulpit. We're on to your little game.
Look out, he's got a bottle of liquid paraffin.
And it's loaded. One false move and we all go together.
Drop that liquid paraffin. I've got a Beretta here. And I'm not afraid to use it.
Drop that Beretta. I've got a Tommy gun.
Drop that Tommy gun. I got a 12-bore Douglas Smith here and it's cocked.
But it's only a sawed-off Douglas Smith, sir.
Well, then it's half-cocked. But this is no time to haggle.
Drop that sawn-off half-cocked Douglas Smith. I've got a stick of dynamite here.
Drop that stick of dynamite. was the end of the affair. The others were never seen again. But Blast plays funny tricks. My trousers were blown off, and the blast threw me several hundred feet in the air. And I came to rest in the drawing room of a Mrs. Evadne Spigot of More Repose, Sidcup. At least that's what I told Mr. Spigot when he came home unexpectedly from work.
Now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
First, with a few new wrinkles on cookery and a great many old wrinkles elsewhere, here is Daphne Whitethigh.
Good news for all housewives. Rhino is down in the shops this week, and you can give hubby his favourite cut. My suggestion, best end of Rhino. The difficulty is, of course, to know which is the best end. Rhinos know, but their cause is not ours. Other goodbyes are scallop of vole, water buffalo chestnuts, and hippo in its shell. For those of you who fancy something a little more exotic in the way of poultry, why not try duck-billed platypus? Flambe.
Yeah. Well, I've tried it, but they keep blowing the match out. Well, now, this week, the Round the Larksley 14 brass colour supplement turns its attention to the cinema. We in England have a great tradition in filmmaking, particularly during the war, when we made those never-to-be-forgotten epics of keep it up, stick it out, take it on the chin. I knew you'd all volunteer. Good heavens, an orange. Jack, darling, what's happening to us? School of Film. Here's an excerpt from one such naval drama starring Dame Celia Millstrangler and aging juvenile Binky Huckaback.
Oh, Charles.
Oh, Fiona.
Charles, you're back.
Yes. Would you mind scratching it?
Oh, there, darling. Better.
Yes, darling. Oh, how I've missed that. Seems years since I was home on leave last.
Did you think of me out there?
Yes. Constantly, incessantly, never-endingly I thought of you back here. And did you think of me out there, back here?
Yes. All I could think of back here was you out there thinking of me back here. Thinking of you out there back here. Needing you, wanting to need you, needing to want you.
I want to feel you need me. I want to feel that you're there behind me, leading the way. And how are the children? All I know of them is what you've written to me. Emily, how's she? And Peter, Roger, Sidney, Jonquil, Rupert, Abdallah, and... You know, I've wondered a lot about young Abdallah while I was... And Buster, how's young Buster? Is he in long trousers yet? Is he going out with the girls? Does he look like me?
Buster's the dog, darling.
I must go now.
When will you be back?
I don't know. I have a funny sort of premonition I won't be coming back.
You mean?
Yes. But if I don't get back, don't grieve. Just think, at last he's found a little rest, a little peace.
A little peace, Charles.
Yes. She's the barmaid at Chatham. The These days, making films is no longer the prerogative of the large Hollywood companies. Today, many of the best films are made by the small, independent film units. And recently, I visited the office of one such company. The sign on the door said, Boner Prods. So I prodded and entered. Hello, anybody there?
Hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sam.
Oh, hello. We are in the forefront of your nouvelle vague. That vague. You see that is your actual French?
Yes.
Actual French.
Means we are of the new way.
Yes,
Way.
and very nice it looks on you, too.
Yeah.
You see, we've got a small independent unit, film unit, you
Yes,
see.
we are the Cecil B's of the 16 de Mille.
Yes.
Small budget pictures, really.
Would I have varded any of them, do you think?
Oh, it's got all the Polari in it.
I wonder where he picks it up.
Yes, well, yes, well, Mr. Horne, you may have varded one of our tiny bijou masterpiece, Heart Face. One of our pictures we made was Funny Eek and My Fair Polone and...
I take it you're engaged in something pretty exciting at the moment.
No, not really. We're just standing here with our hands on our hips talking to
Oh, bold, very bold.
I wonder where he spends his evening. Oh, yes, you mean the subjects. Oh, well, frankly, Mr. Horne, at the moment, we are dickering, aren't we, Jules?
Yes, we are
Just dickering, really.
Got one or two germs and we're dickering with
That's
them.
right. Germs of ideas.
Yes.
Germs of ideas.
We was thinking of a biblical subject.
Lovely.
In fact, I was up all last night working on my outline.
Show it to Mr. Horne.
What?
Show him your outline.
Oh,
Go on.
shall I?
Yes.
Well, look, this is how I see it.
This is how he sees it, Mr. Horne. You're present at the moment of cinema history. He's about to create. He's about to create. Look at his features all getting tortured. He's getting all worked up. Look, the muse.
No.
The muse is fluttering about and looking for a place to perch.
Yes.
You see? There she is. Go it, girl. She's lighted on his shoulder.
I've got it.
He's got it, Mr. Horne. It's coming over him in waves.
Yes, we're going to do Samson and Delilah.
Go on, Jewel. How'd you see it? How'd you see it?
Well, I see Samson all huge and all butch.
Yes.
These great bulging thews and,
Oh, yeah.
and whopping great lally.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The film opens with him lying there spark out on his palliasse.
Oh.
And suddenly there's a movement behind the arras.
Yes.
And who comes trolling in?
Oh, shut up. No, yes. Trolling in.
Spoiling me thoughts.
No.
Who comes trolling in but this Polone Delilah?
Yeah.
She varders his sleeping eek, and she pulls out this pair of scissors and lops off his rye.
Yes, I can see that. Yes, a great close-up of his head. Nanty Ryer. Yes, that is your cinema verite.
Yes.
That is your cinema verite.
Truth. Then suddenly,
Yeah.
he comes round.
Yeah. Go on. Yes.
He comes round.
What happens? What happens?
What?
What happens when he comes
I'll tell
round?
you what.
Yes.
It's all ebbing away, he screams. It's all ebbing away.
Ebbing away. Lovely dialogue. Yes. Go on. Come on.
Then the Philistines come and they mock him, Mr. Horne.
Oh, and mock him. What a figure of tragedy he represents.
Then they drag him up the king's latty.
Oh.
And chain him. Oh. Chain him by his lallies to the pillar. Then he gets his wild up.
Gets his wild up.
Yes, he do. And then with one mighty heave, he brings the whole laddie tumbling about their heads.
Oh.
End of film.
Bravo, Jewel! Bravo, it's an Oscar winner. I shall go again and again. What about you, Mr. Horne?
Well, yes, it makes me want to go.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Beautiful.
And who do you see playing the role of Samson?
Well, you see the description says big, butch, muscular, blonde. There's only one person it can be.
Who's that?
Jewel itself. It's you, Jewel.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, pity.
Why?
I saw myself as Delilah.
And they've promised me a couple of tickets for the sneak privada. Well, that brings us almost to the end of the show, but for this week's musical adventure up the highways and byways of folk music and stopping off in a lay-by, what else would we find but Rambling Sid Rumpo?
Well, hello, me dearie Aaron. I expect you're dying to know what I've pulled out of me gander bag this week.
Yes, well, we're all agog. Well, half agog, anyhow.
Half agog. Well, the air with which I'm about to burst forth is traditional in Lincolnshire. It is the song of the bogle clencher and goes after this fashion. When I was a clencher's bogle man in famous Lincoln town, I often clench me bogling fork for less than half a crown. And I would wogle and nurk me boys, as I shall quickly tell. Oh, 'tis my delight on a shining night and a foggy night as well. Once I took me moolies and set them in a snare. 'Twas then I spied a scroper's man, a wordle in a hare. But I was not afeard, me boys, of that there is no doubt. Oh, 'tis my delight on a shining night when the copper's on her bow. Although I'm over 80 now, my bogle still I clench. And I will flutter my artifacts at any passing wench. I've tickled many a screebling nut as on my way I go. Oh, 'tis my delight on a shiny night at 1 and 9 a throw.
I'm afraid I don't have 1 and 9 on me. Well, that brings us to the end of the show for this week, except for a police message. Now, police are still looking for the nude cyclist of Polperro, and they wish to interview a tall, distinguished, middle-aged radio comedian with a bald head and a deep, fruity voice. Oh. So until next week, then, cheerio!
Father Thames, Mother McCree, Sister George, the President of the Ballspawn Road Temperance Society would like to take Irish whiskey with his honoured guests. But he daren't. So please be upstanding and charge your glasses with Dr. Catamold's vitaminized tonic wine. The kiddies love it. Ladies and gentlemen, the toast is Brother Horne!
And in this edition, you'll be able to meet Dermot Stavaker and Rene, thrills and spills on the mighty bacon slicer. And music will be provided by Captain Peregrine Simcox and the massed pipes of the 14th Mounted Sanitary Inspectors. But here now is your own, your very own, Kenneth, the tiddly-winky girl, Horne.
That was Douglas Smith, who has often been. But unfortunately, he always comes back. Now, here are the answers to last week's questions. First, complete the following film title, Whistle Down Thee. Well, of course, it was wind. And most of you had it. Now, the well-known phrase or saying was, people in glass houses shouldn't. And, of course, that is complete as it stands. All right, Smith, now make the announcement.
Certainly, sir. And now, the Kenneth Horne Theatre of Suspense.
My name is Ebenezer Cuckpowder. But we won't go into that now. I come of a West Country seafaring family, but I can't do the accent. I can, actually, but I won't. The story I'm about to relate took place when I was but a slip of a lad. The lad in question being my father, and the slip being me. The year was 1863, and I'd arrived in Portsmouth. I was footloose. In fact, my kneecaps were only held on with sticky tape. And fancy-free. That is, if it was free, I fancied it. Ready for adventure, I made my way to a low tavern on the quayside frequented by rough, swarthy, seafaring men.
Pig gin, dearie.
Coming up, Black Jim. How about you, Tobago Jack?
I'll have the same as him and a packet of crisps, and don't forget the salt.
Shiver me timbers! Vast me mateys! Clear a path for Scarface Rufus, me boyos! Avast, I say! I'll put me hook through any man Jack who dares stand in me way! Arr! 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 A pint of grog, me beauty. Come here, me dear. Give us a kiss. Arr!
Edwin Vicar.
What brings you in here, Scarface? I be looking for a crew to sail with Captain Ahab. He be shipping out tonight. Who will take ship with Captain Ahab?
Good evening. Ebenezer cuck powder at your service.
No thanks, I never use it.
I eyed him curiously. Aye, aye, Scarface.
Aye, aye, cuck powder. Well, what brings you here?
I'm looking for a ship.
Then come in, me hearty. Well, mateys, and who be this young cuck powder who puts you all to shame? This fine stripling with his apple cheeks and his long blonde hair. Aye, and his... Oh, you don't have to use your imagination. A disgrace, though. You be a likely lad to sail aboard the Golden Help Glub Glub.
That's a curious name for a sailing boat.
Aye, the woman who was launching it fell off the rostrum and drowned.
Hey, and ever since the ship you're cursing, my dear, nobody who'd go on her had ever been seen again, my dear.
Take no heed, young cuck powder. Take no... Young cuck powder.
Oh, honestly, it's ludicrous, isn't it?
Have a drugged drink, matey. Aye, what'll it be?
I'll just have a grog and a bit of lemon.
Here, lad.
I quaffed the foaming tankard eagerly, and then suddenly everything blurred, and the figure of Scarface started to dance in front of my eyes. When I came to, it was to find myself lying on a bunk surrounded by the faces of as ruffianly a band of desperados as one could wish to meet. That's outside of Eddie Braden and the Hornblowers, of course. One of the scoundrels leant over me.
Hello, matey. Be ye feeling bitter?
Where am I?
You be in the evil-smelling forecastle of Captain Ahab's ship, and these are some of the evil-smelling folks who'll be your shipmates. This'n be One-Eyed Culpepper.
Hello, matey.
This be Black-Hearted Obadiah Loombogo.
Hello, matey.
And this be the first mate, Iron Teeth Rumspicket.
Hello, darling.
You been Shanghaied, young cuckpowder. We be 4 weeks out of Portsmouth, bound for the China Seas. We be going after Moby Duck.
Shouldn't that be Dick?
No. This be the great white Peking duck that haunts these waters. 8 a foot long it be. with a 200-foot wingspan, and Captain Ahab be sworn to slay the critter. You see, they had a tussle once before, and he knew where's a wooden leg. Oh, that'd be a fearsome critter.
Yes, I can imagine. It's not every day you see a giant duck with a wooden leg, is
It's
it?
not the duck, it's Captain Ahab.
Here he comes now.
Morning, scum. Morning, curse all they black hearts, ye bunch of snivelling toadies.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
Any complaints?
Well, the food, Captain Ahab, be awful. For the last 4 weeks, we've had nothing but baked beans. There's rumblings in the forecastle every night.
Silence! Silence, One Eye! How would thee like a taste of the cat?
Oh, thank you, Captain. It'll make a change from all them baked beans.
Captain, we can't go on like this. No.
You mutinous dogs! Where's Mr. Christian? Mr. Christian!
So do me a favour, what do you want?
Mr. Christian, take One Eye Culpepper below, give him a few lashes, some mascara.
And a tin of wrinkle cream. He looks awful.
No, please, not that. No, take him away, Mr. Christian, and put him to picking oakum.
For the next 2 weeks, the poor wretch lay below, picking away at his oakum. It's an unpleasant habit, but it passes the time at sea. Next morning, I was awakened at 5:45 bells by Captain Ahab shouting from the crow's nest.
Avast! Avast!
Avast what?
I don't know, but it's pretty big.
Wait a minute, it be Moby Duck. There she blows.
What do you mean there she blows? Ducks don't blow.
But whatever it is they do, she's doing it.
Man the harpoon gun. We're going after her. She's getting away. More steam. More steam.
This is a sailing boat.
Oh, yeah. More wind. More wind. We're gaining on her. She'll not get away this time. 40 years I've waited this moment. Yes, I know what you said about me. I know what's been whispered on this ship. You all think I'm a raving madam.
Fendi, it's a misprint. It should be a raving madman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a bit bold. Yeah. Raving madman, of course.
I may be mad, but that duck be the cause of my madness. I will have vengeance. There she be, alongside now. Stuff me in the harpoon gun.
No, listen. No, come on, now, stop messing about.
Stuff me in the harpoon gun, cock powder. I'm going after her myself.
Aye, sir. Ready? Stuffed. Fire!
Oh, congratulations! A direct hit.
Where?
Well, I can't actually say, but if Captain Ahab was an orange...
See them grappling. Captain Ahab and his Leviathan duck locked in mortal combat.
For hours, it seemed, the duel continued, no quarter being given or asked. But at last, with a final flurry of its huge webbed feet, Moby Duck succumbed.
Ooh, quack!
And vanished beneath the waves, carrying Captain Ahab with it. And there endeth my chronicle. And even today, 80 years later, though I'm old, bent, and sore, I'm sorry, it's another misprint. It should be seer. The memory of that giant duck stays with me. Whenever I eat duck à l'orange at the Ritz, I think to myself with a quiet smile, it's amazing what you can get away with in Round the Horne. The trend in films is still back to the 40s, the era when Fanny was by gaslight and not Hill. When everybody was our gallant ally, except for the people who are now our friends. Ah, well, plus ça change. That's your actual French, you know. Here now is an excerpt from one of the great films of that period, starring Dame Celia Molestrangler and aging juvenile Binky Huckabee.
Charles, I thought you'd never get here.
It wasn't easy. But I pulled it off.
Charles, darling, how strong you are.
Oh, Fiona, how I love you in these gay, madcap, antic, heidenish, exuberant moods of yours. You just twinkle.
Only for you, Charles. Only for you. Come, sit here by me. Tell me, Charles, is it bad?
At the front.
At the front.
Pretty bad. At the front. Not too good at the back. But she's done the sides beautifully. Oh, it tickles you, does it? Perhaps I should have shaved it off. How I love to hear you laugh, Fiona.
I know.
I know you know.
I know you know, I know.
Yes, I know.
Oh, Charles, I want to make you happy for these few brief, fleeting moments that we're together. How can I make you happy?
You know, Fiona.
Yes, I know. Kiss me, Charles. Kiss me.
Oh, Fiona, if only this could go on forever. Tell me, Fiona, have you ever loved like this before?
Not like this. Not quite like this. Not on the top of a 73 bass.
It beggars description, doesn't it? Now we move on to the world of folk music. Sumer is a croomin' Lud sing rambling Sid Rumpole.
Well, hello, me dearie, for I'll fuss it me truss it, and wordle me groats, and if that don't work, I'll poke it down with a stick.
Well, I wouldn't, you know. It might turn nasty if it's disturbed. Now, what ineffable ullage have you got for us this week?
It is a Runcorn Splod Cobblers song, sung by the Splod Cobblers of Runcorn as they pump their cordwangle bellow afore cobbling their splods. It's best to do it in that order. You see, the splod has to be white hot, otherwise it gets the bogle in it, and you can't do nothing with a bogled splod.
No. What exactly is a splod?
A splod is a kind of spottle guard or shreve hoof worn by a Lummoxshire knob tiddler or work goat, as it prefers to be known. Understandable, really, because you'd feel embarrassed, too, if you was called a Lummoxshire knob tiddler.
Yes. You would be wide open to all sorts of curious nicknames, wouldn't you?
Precisely, yeah. Sometimes I swear he understands every word I say. Now, me dearie-o, as the splod cobbler works his trummis, he sings this lugubrious ditty. I sing as I cobble and hammer my splod, though my trumis glows hot and my trade be odd. I sit as I garble and pillock me spleen. For a cobbler's life is the life for me. Sing lickety, lickety, splod, me boys. Sing whackety, whackety, ooh.
Well, why the
ooh? Well, that's the sad part of the narrative. Alas, you see, he misses his splod and impales himself on his own cord wangle.
I imagine that could be very painful.
Fatal, as most often. As a result of which he dies lack a day. And they do say as how his ghost walks abroad in a minor key as follows. Now his ghost still sits and cobbles his blood, though his trumis grows cold and he's on his tongue. He sings as he garbles his ghostly spree. Oh, a cobbler's life was the death of me. Sing lickety, lickety, splod me boys. Sing whackety, whackety, splod. Ooh.
Well, I think there's an awful warning for us all there. Now, moving on. Recently, I was asked to organise a cabaret for the Director General of the BBC. They said they wanted something different, so I popped down to a little agency in the Charing Cross Road that I'd heard of. It was called Boner Performers. Hello, anybody there?
Hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy. We're your boner performers.
Boner performers, we are. Oh, it's Miss Horne. Oh, how nice to Vardy a dolly old eek again. Oh, well, what brings you trolling in here?
Well, I've been asked to organise a cabaret for the BBC on the 15th. Now, I was wondering if you could fix me up.
Oh, yes, Ducky. Oh, no, we'd be glad to fix you up any time. Yes. Oh, BBC, is it? Oh, well, you want something a bit risque for that mob. How about Queenie? I think she is at liberty, isn't she?
Queenie?
Well, what does Queenie do?
Oh, she does striptease with a difference.
With a difference.
See, she's the bearded lady at Blackpool. She's got a long beard right down to her ankles.
Right down. Yes, and instead of stripping, she just comes on and shaves. Lovely act. Very good act. She can't do it often. Takes her 2 years to grow the beard again. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Really
well, it's not exactly what I had in mind. A little less exotic,
I
think.
We can get you the great Omi Poloni. He's one of ours, isn't he, Jewel?
Oh,
Omi
yes.
Poloni.
Yes.
Lovely
yes,
act. No, describe the act, Jewel.
Well, he's your actual strongman, really, isn't he? Yes.
Yeah.
Beggars description.
He beggars description.
Could you give me some idea of his act?
Well, he comes on, you see, wearing this leopard skin, you see. He's a great butch Omi with... I mean, he's got these thews like an oak and bulging lallies. Bulging.
Well, he bends an arm bar, tears 2 telephone directories in half, he drives a nail through a plank with his bare fist, and then, as a finale for his piece de resistance...
That's your actual French.
He's harnessed between 2 teams of wild horses pulling in opposite directions. But does he budge? Budge he does not.
Budge he does not.
No, and we bill him as the strongest man on earth.
Well, I'll take him then.
Oh, you can't have him on the 15th. That's the night for washing his hair.
All right, well, now, who else have you got that's available?
Well, we're available, and we sang.
Extremely. We will be happy to oblige on the 15th. We are your great all-round entertainers, Sand and Jewel, a show in themselves.
All round.
Yes. And what, I shudder to ask, do you do?
Oh, he bowled! Oh, he goes too far, doesn't he? Well, we're versatile, Mr. Horne. You name it, and we do it.
Oh, all right. Sing?
No, not your actual singing, no.
Dance?
No.
Juggle?
No.
Conjure?
No.
Well, I thought you said if I named it, you could do it.
Oh, yes, Ducky, but you haven't named it yet.
Well, eventually I named it, and they did it. But happily the plaster should be off in a couple of weeks. Cheerio.